So are Oh, so we're live. We're still testing it out. So right now I am trying to, I guess, adjust the settings. So our man, Hotdog Dog. What name do you want to go by? Do you have any names? Any name preferences?
Like I've always felt like just hot dog is good, but maybe just the way we enunciate it would be cool. Like hot dog, something like that might be kind of cool.
I mean, we could try it. I feel like that's a lot of effort. That's like,
You want me to get specific, like redondo or something?
yeah, that's like even having to have to worry about your pronouns or like something like that.
Well, I am a wiener, so
Touche. I guess that makes it, that would make it a given. That would make it a given. Okay, so this, if we do this, it might do the stuff. So it's your man Musubi and hot dog.
hot dog.
Hot doggy dog. All right, so now we should get a little lip action going on. My fave.
As a wiener, I love a good lip. Not me.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Everyone loves a little good lip. Even Musubis do. I don't have COVID right now, but I just think this mask is cool because it makes me feel like a Mexican ninja.
I mean, I don't know why you had to bring it to Mexican. You're clearly a musubi,
I
right?
mean, the colors.
You could be like more
red,
like a
red,
samurai, maybe. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like you went
but
the ninja route. They're Chinese.
red, white, and yellow. I guess.
Whoa, brother.
Why is that?
We about to get canceled right
Why
off
is
the
that?
bat.
Why
Okay.
is that offensive? That's just a. It's just a color. I said red, white, and
Pretty
yellow.
sure you can't say yellow. And the way you said it too, you said yellow. You didn't say yellow. You know what
Yellow.
I mean? Like,
Well, I didn't want to add a hard OW.
I think in that case you do. You know, yellow.
Yellow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a yodel. Okay, hot dog.
Hot dog.
I think that should be like if you like name your son that with like an extra like emphasis though, like would people like have to say it? Like if your name wasn't like Carl, but it's like his name is Carl.
Well, no, like what with me, like I already have it like planned out where, like my last name, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of like rhymes with my last name, right? So it'd be like Devin Wham Bam Winahan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, my kids would have to have that, where it'd have to be like Bam Bam Boom Boom,
You would name your kids first name Wham and middle name Bam.
Bam and Bam, yeah. And
That's
then I would
pretty
have to
good.
name the next one Boom Boom because I can't let Bam Bam beat the shit out of Chris. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bam Bam, get boom boom.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Boom Boom's got to have a chance.
I don't know. My last name would be hard, so Go Pecanino. Go.
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like Inspector Gadget kind of.
Oh, for show, Pecanino.
For show, for show, for show.
Yes. Let's go. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much for these characters, not our. We just dox ourselves. It's all right. More famous. There's nothing to hide. So, did you hear this week that Guess we shouldn't joke about it, but fuck it.
I feel like you have to go there now. You
Some
have to.
kid at Makaha Elementary got stabbed in the neck with some scissors.
Okay. When I said that you should go there, I didn't know you were gonna fucking go there, dog. Yeah, you shouldn't go there. But
That's what
no,
I
I
was
did.
saying.
I did hear this.
That's what I was
What
saying.
about it? What about it?
Well, apparently this kid got bullied and then just like snapped and then stabbed someone in the neck with some scissors. So like, to all you bullies out there, watch out, because there's just a kid that's waiting to explode on you.
Well, I mean, I hate to bring it there, but I mean, you got off easy, man. You seen Bowling for Columbine, brother?
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
It could have been way worse.
Right? Survivors.
Yeah.
Good survivors, right?
Yeah, like, could have been way worse. It's, yeah, I'm really glad we started off
Well, they can't really
talking about that.
they can't really afford machine guns that are semi-automatics. I don't think.
You know, we were driving down here though, and they had it was like "Hope is dope," you know, and it was like all these people in there. But then we were trying to figure out what it was for, and they were kind of like, "Hey, man, like enough with the guns," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they were kind of all about that, which is right, respectfully so. But
On the west side, you would think that they would say dope is hope because you know what I mean?
yeah,
There's a lot of people on dope.
oh for sure.
But I don't know. If I was homeless, I don't know if I would resort to meth. Like if you're homeless on the beach, that's like probably like the west side on Oahu is probably one of the choice spots to be homeless because you're on the beach. All the beaches have showers. I know in Honolulu they have like the food sessions, so you're like fed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You can even go fishing and stuff like that if you're like a fisherman. I mean, fucking learn it if you're living on the beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically just drink from the shower head. You pretty much have everything you need.
I will say, like, I did know there's a guy, and he lived kind of over like by Koalina,
Oh.
and then he lived like kind of like right off the train tracks over there, and he had a whole setup. There was like an abandoned bus. He had like kind of converted into his like house and stuff, and then he had like a railing that he could go down and get in the water. He would fish and stuff, and he was very like self-sustainable.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a lot of people like that. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like for a lot of them, it's like you want to
It's
be.
not a choice. Like you're not you're not choosing to be like Bear Grylls or
I mean, do you want to go down that route? Like I have a whole theory behind like.
yes, I do.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, my theory for this is basically that I think two things that really help with your just mental state are your social capabilities,
Yeah.
right, and sleep, right? Your ability to sleep. So sleep deprivation and lack of communication skills and your willingness, or not willingness, but your acceptance into the social community
Yeah.
can pay huge dividends into basically like your likelihood to be homeless, I think, right? Because you see like a lot of them, and it's like it's not like a lot of like homeless people who are going out and they're like, I just want to be by myself, right? It's like they go and they're seeking other people,
There's always
communities. It's communities,
yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
they just so they're
homeless
looking for
communities,
acceptance, right? But one thing that they're also kind of lacking is they're lacking like a good night's sleep. Like there's no way, you know what I mean? Like the quality of sleep that you're getting is probably. So I think those two kind of.
Okay, I
exacerbate.
agree on the community aspect and stuff like that.
You're not there with the sleep. You don't think the lack of sleep. I think lack of sleep is like makes people crazy.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with the lack of sleep makes some people crazy, but I'm disagreeing because I've seen some people knocked out. Like, and I think too, like, if they're like the homeless communities in the tent, they're probably like there's obviously like a lot of crime and stuff like that. But how much decent sleep? Because if you have one night decent sleep or like 2 nights in a row decent sleep, it could probably make out for a lot of your like psychosism or whatever like that, right? Because they have the people that like stay up for like weeks and months and stuff like that, and then they just like all they need is like to sleep for like 10 or 20 hours and stuff like that. I would say instead of the lack of sleep, it's the drugs.
Yeah.
So like you be smoking ice and probably cheap ice. I don't know if there's expensive ice. Like, you know, you go to get like, oh man, this is like the best. I mean, I guess it goes to like all drugs and stuff like that.
I
but
think those
people-
kind of go hand in hand, though.
Yeah.
You know, so I think in trying to find acceptance and things like that, sometimes people are like they're more willing to try drugs. In trying to escape the way that they're feeling, they'll go to drugs, which is then gonna in turn fuck their sleep up, which is then in turn gonna fuck up their social
I guess it is a
relationships
cycle,
and
right?
things like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's
Instead
like
of like the water cycle, it's like the
it's the
the
chicken.
cycle of homelessness.
It's the chicken and egg thing, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like everybody's like, ah, yeah, you're a druggie. It's like, well, maybe they turned to drugs because they weren't accepted other places, and so that was a way for them to find acceptance, right?
And now they're killing two birds with one. Oh, I guess yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know. You know.
But I guess yeah. That is, people do go crazy with like lack of social contact and stuff like that. Like people are tribal people, so like they need like a community for people to talk to. So.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, I mean, there are like introverted introverts that like, and some people are like that, but that's not the norm. Like,
No.
you know, there's extremes for like everything.
But you're right. There are those people, and they usually end up on like Alone. You know what I mean? Like that show.
Yeah,
Where they're just like,
They're-
I'll
yeah,
live in
those
the
are the
woods
good
by
ones,
myself.
right?
Or,
Yeah.
And they're a little crazy because they're like, oh, I found a squirrel today.
right, and then they become friends with
Yeah.
the squirrel.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess you'd have to start talking to like somebody. and shit
It is,
like
right?
that.
They
It's
do.
like what's that movie? Castaway. You know,
Yeah.
Wilson.
Wilson.
That was actually like, I didn't cry. I don't think I cried. But you know, I never felt so sad for a fucking volleyball like, in my life.
You feel bad for the volleyball?
Wilson's going out into sea. He like personified his volleyball. It's like a character. and
Best
shit like
supporting
that.
actor.
Yeah, best supporting actor. could be
Wilson.
Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah.
he did-
Okay.
All he did was have like a bloody face hand.
Right. Was there anybody like? Can we go through the credits one day and find out if like Wilson was actually like played by like somebody? Like
He was
maybe-
played by Wilson.
you
Wilson brand volleyball.
want to talk about brand marketing, man?
right? Yeah, right.
Nice product placement right there.
That has to be product placement. Fucking, I mean, worth it because they got so much advertising for that shit.
You know what though? Like, what a life! Like, honestly, Wilson being stuck on an island was not the worst thing that's ever happened to Wilson. He was born into like such
I mean, if you're a volleyball,
bad
you just get
environment.
beat
You get spiked,
all day.
you
yeah.
get killed, blocked.
yeah,
You know, nothing good happens.
deflated.
Yeah, you might get an ace, which I don't even know what that means to a volleyball.
But they're not cheering for the ball. They're not cheering for you
No.
if you're Wilson.
Yeah.
They're cheering for
You don't get a little touch ass at the end, you know, where they all hug,
Yeah.
like they all hug together, they all
Right.
touch each other's ass.
right. That's just good sportsmanship right there.
I mean, I would transgender just to do that. You know what I mean? Jump
Yeah.
in there. Well,
There has to be some transgender volleyball players.
we got to be taller, jump higher, run faster. They're like the Converse.
Yeah, right.
You
Let's
know?
see. Let's do a little test out on the browser thing, and let's see if we can Google who is the best transgender volleyball. You know, when I was a kid, I used to thought it was called volleyball.
I
was
just
like
want to let
me.
you guys know right here. This kid is dangerous right here. He didn't even do like a private browser. He just literally put that in his Google search history. So
Yeah.
good luck on your porn site next time, buddy. You're gonna get Manny the tranny.
I'll use my phone, bro. This computer, this is an XPS, man. This gets hot. I can't be having this on my legs. It's absorbing all the energy from my penis while I'm jerking off. All right.
This took a turn. Hot dog.
Well, speaking of transgender volleyball players, oh, there's a bunch of them. Oh, I thought it said 1984. Born in 1984.
That makes more sense.
Was the first trans woman to play Brazilian league volleyball. Oh, the best. That's what we're trying to do. All right. How do you say this name?
You know how I know you're gonna get canceled?
Chiaka Agbogu.
I'm not gonna follow that up.
I was gonna say, what race do you think that is?
Well, yeah.
Let's get a picture of Chiaka.
Chaka.
Like,
Obogu.
what was his name?
Obogu.
Chiako? Like, what do you what? No. Hey, was that a hard after that click? Yeah. All right, let's see.
This is soft.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was racist at first.
No,
but now
no.
that's no.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, actually, dang. Shaka's like hotter than I thought she was going to be.
All right, smash or pass.
Smash.
Whoa. All right.
I mean, are we talking pre-op or post-op?
Does it matter?
1995. It's kind of young. Actually,
That's-
not that anymore.
That's
how
the
old
issue
I
you
am.
have with it, huh? Okay.
Look, she looks good in these pictures. I would definitely. All right,
You're
tell
definitely assuming pronouns right now.
I would definitely.
You're assuming pronouns.
They. That's just safe to like call them a they. Like
don't-
this picture, she looks hot. You gotta say that she looks pretty hot in this picture.
They fine.
They fine.
They fine.
No, because obviously they transitioned to she, so she would be the proper pronoun.
She hot as hell. Yeah.
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 This one, little more mannish. This was earlier in the transition. This one, still look at those arms right there. It's like you only need a little more estrogen like going on.
You know, I'm not afraid of it. You know, a little tone, right?
Well, I mean, there's
a little muscle
tone.
mommy. I'm down with a little muscle
Yeah, but
mommy.
she's got veins in the arms.
You no problem with
Like,
that? That's all good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chiaka.
Bradley Noel, right? He said it best. He's, you know, with the kung fu grip. How are you gonna get that without veins?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
And the older you get, the harder grip you need. Yeah, okay. So, well, we found one of the best transgender volleyball players, and we both smashed her. There we go. What do you think? What do you think is the most unfair sport for transgender people to play in? Like boxing?
Do we count like MMA?
MMA? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like MMA would be like that would be a tough
good.
one. Yeah, actually boxing might be a better example because it's like literally like that person. All right, so really, really good example is Caitlyn Jenner. So Caitlyn Jenner, right, world class athlete, and I remember at the time, Bruce Jenner went in celebrity boxing, right? So he was doing celebrity boxing, and he KO'd the other guy, like literally knocked him out. You got to think about like this guy literally threw a shot put. He's like built for power, right? So imagine that, like now all of a sudden, as Caitlyn, he decides he's gonna box.
Yeah.
She's gonna box.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner would knock me out
Yeah.
all day.
Well, I mean, maybe not now because she's 70.
I still like her odds.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like punch her in the tit or something like that.
I don't think that's how that works.
I mean, it would explode. Nah,
She's-
actually, she's rich. She's got some nice ass like implants.
That's what you're worried about? She's got some nice ass implants. I mean, she learned from the best.
Well, I mean, I'm saying if she had cheaper implants,
Kimmy K had the butt implants,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The first of the
yeah.
Brazilian
I
butt
feel like
lifts.
the cheaper the implants, the higher probability they're going to pop. So that would be a strategical fighting move.
Well, you never know. You know what I mean? Like a 1985 Toyota is still running. You know what I mean? Maybe they just made them better.
Yeah,
back in the day.
because that's a well-made Toyota. That's not a cheap, like. Well, I see what you're kind of saying,
You're right.
but I don't know. I don't know how many implants are built to last.
I think if you would have gone international, you might have been okay,
Yeah.
right?
The FDA here is fucked. Like, I would definitely. I can't wait till human growth hormone. It's just like an over the counter like pill.
It basically is now, right? Like it's you wouldn't have a hard time if you wanted HGH. You would not have a hard time getting it.
Yeah, I know, but it's not. I can't go to Longs and get it.
No, it's not that convenient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, you're
Like,
gonna have to you're gonna have to get a gym membership and like find some guy
Yeah.
who's gonna be like, yeah, this is
yeah, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to pick it up off the counter and just like pop a couple HGHs.
okay. Well,
And then,
let's
like-
go full circle here, right? Full circle. You do drugs,
Yeah, of course.
okay? Yeah. You have to talk to people to get your drugs, right?
Yeah,
So what's the difference between?
I'd prefer to pick up the drugs on the counter at Longs.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's an obligation.
It's like an awkward conversation too. Like it's like, hey man, yeah, invite me in. Maybe
Yeah,
You
it
know,
used to
we gotta hang
be
out
like
for a little
these,
bit, or-
like fucking like picked up weed and stuff like that or whatever like that. Selling weed was the worst because in the time when like you're like, oh, you gotta like offer like a bong load or like some shit like that, and then
Right.
that was like that's like I felt like young 20s. Now
yeah,
that
but it
you
was
get
kind of
like
cool though because you got like a little a little sample,
yeah,
right?
no,
It's like, hey,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
get you high, and then
Young
you
20s.
get a sack.
But I
right?
feel like now in my like older age, I ain't trying to fucking hang out with the weed dealer or any kind of dealer like that. I mean, if it was like a coke dealer, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take a sample line. Like
Can,
if I was planning on doing it right afterwards, even
Can-
if I wasn't.
can confirm.
Yeah, right. Little sample key bump. Yeah, you go,
yeah.
like,
You know,
right there,
little,
yeah.
little bump and ride.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, right. Bump it right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right? Maybe not so much for like Oxy. Or
But like that's going back to that first topic we were talking about. Like, West Side, you're kind of like, like drugs are really high here. And I remember talking to a friend once, and he said this, and he's like, meth. He's like, yeah, I did meth once. I was like, oh man, they say meth, not even once. He's like, yeah, meth maybe once.
yeah.
Once is fine.
I think the only time that I've done meth is when it used to be in ecstasy pills.
I did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some of them you're like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. And then when it was like pure Molly,
Yeah.
like you didn't have like that rush or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
when they first came out, like the press pills, I confused ecstasy with like fucking trying to go crazy. Not, well, you know what I mean? Like getting amped and shit like that. Like someone just like fucking shot adrenaline in you. But then I was like, oh, no, just these pills are like cut with meth.
Exactly. And then somebody told me at one point too, they're like, yeah, you're just not supposed to take the dark ones. And I was like, what? That's like that's the code right there? Is that-
Do you remember the first press pill that you took? Like the little picture on it?
First one? No. I think I might have hippie flipped the first time.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I was
Fucking
like,
going strong.
I did, yeah.
For all you lamos out there, hippie flip is mushrooms and ecstasy at the same time.
Yeah. And when you're on mushrooms, like everything seems like a great idea.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hippie flipped when I was living in Kaneohe, and some of our roommates kicked out some of our other roommates. So we just took a hippie flip, and the roommate that got kicked out came in like screaming and yelling and shit like that.
Oh, no.
And he was like, oh my God. And he was like moving his stuff out, and it was super awkward. And I was just sitting there like, wow, this is super awkward.
Yeah. That's not how I'm trying to hippie flip
Yeah.
at all.
But the first press pill I ever took was, I'll never forget it, Blue Dolphin, baby. Blue pill, double stacked, Blue Dolphin. And the first time I did ecstasy, I was sucking on my lips so much. It was in college. And so I had to go to class the next day, and I looked like Bubba Gump because it was like sore. Or it like swelled up. Because you're just like, I don't know, I was just like sucking on my bottom lip because I was like, there's definitely like some tweaker shit in that pill.
Yeah. Have you ever been around like people that were like doing X and you weren't?
Yes,
It's weird.
it is
It's a weird experience because they're over there and like, wow, light show, and they got binkies in their mouth and stuff, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
One of my neighbors was the first apartment I actually ever got was like Addicted to X. So it'd be like 12 in the morning and we were watching TV and he'd be like coming in like rolling and shit with like a fucking like helmet, like a full on like Star Wars or like fucking plane, you know, like a pilot's helmet on, being like,
Let's set the environment here, right? So like literally like you're over there, you're watching Game of Thrones, whatever, you know.
Was,
you're kind of just like watching
Entourage.
You're watching. Well, Entourage would be a good one to watch, though.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you know, so you're over there, you're watching Entourage. You know, Vinny Chase comes in and he's just kind of like, "Yeah, guys, I just fucked this porn star," and you're like,
Yeah,
"Wow,
right.
man, great episode." And then all of a sudden your buddy comes in, and it's like, "Doodle-doo-doo,
Yeah.
doodle-doo-doo, doodle-doo-doo."
So he would come in. His name was Bobby, and
Bobby Rolls.
I don't even know like why he lived there because they were like apartments that were like right next to the college, and it was like 90% college kids. There's these one people that were like 30 that lived there, and obviously they're like kind of like creepers and stuff like that. It's like, why would you live into to that? But he just lived in these apartments, and yeah, he would just walk in like to anybody's door who was open, and like they're like shitty apartments. That was the time, my first apartment. So I shared one bedroom with my roommate at the time. He had the nickname Stoner Bob, but his I won't say his actual full name on here just in case.
Do it.
His name was Roberto Knopf. So he was half German, half Mexican, but he looked full Mexican.
Mm.
And so we became friends in this writing class. And to make a long story longer, we're like, hey, we should get an apartment together. Since Justin was going on to the fraternity.
Frat boy.
Yeah. And I was kind of anti-frat. And then so we got a one-bedroom apartment in this place called Palm Plaza. And so we had both of our beds in one room, and then we had an extra bed. I want to say, I don't know how we got a third bed, but we put it behind the TV, and we called it the pass-out bed. So it sounds like a lot like creepier now, I guess, but
You're right.
no, but it would be like, all right, so we're sitting in front of the TV.
So if
it was
anybody
like that.
knows or has a story about Stoner Bob that they need to bring up, just go ahead and give us a call at 808.
He's actually a good guy.
I'm
He's
sure.
like,
Yeah.
But people like, so if like people came over and like visited us, they would stay in the pass out. They wouldn't sleep on the couch because
Right.
they'd sleep on the pass out bed, and we just called it the pass out bed because we fucking at the time you could order or not order. You could buy a 30-pack of like Keystone for like $7 or $8, and you could buy a handle of like this cheap ass vodka for like $7 or $8.
For the sake of the story, can we look up pass out bed and just see the images that come up?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's going to be disgusting.
It rings now that now that times have changed, but
Oh, it's actually okay. It's not. All right.
but in
They made it look pretty nice.
in
y'all.
2004.
Right. Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Actually.
that girl definitely got roofied. 100%.
Yeah.
No, not that one. We're right over here.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
how come all the guys have just like bottles of wine? Like this old guy right here.
Oh, brutal.
That's definitely passing out or not passing out. But this is like what people look like
Yeah.
when they're sleeping on the pass
Yeah.
out bed.
That's
Maybe
what
they
I,
didn't wear like a USA like jacket. Actually, that jacket's like kind of cool. Reminds me. I mean, we didn't pass out with like bottles of alcohol in our hands because usually it was all drink. But for $20, you can get like four or five of us drunk because a handle of vodka, the cheapest beer, and they didn't have 2 liters. They had 3 liters of cola.
Oh.
I mean, it wasn't brand name, obviously. It was like Dr. Skipper or like some shit like that. But yeah, those were the days. For $20, like we'd have our whole pre-party with like 4 or 5 of us. And I hate to say it, but I blacked out more than I like to. But, you know, I was 19, 17. No, not 17.
It's kind of interesting, right? Like I feel like the whole blackout thing is like it doesn't happen, and then you black out once, and then all of a sudden it just starts happening.
It's easier to black out once
It's
you
easier to
like
black out.
Yeah.
But then all of a
It's
sudden
like-
you go through a phase where it's like, all right, you know, like you're such a degenerate that your body's like, you know what, you're just gonna brown out. And so
Yeah.
brown out for you guys that don't know is basically when you basically black out, you don't remember shit, but then all of a sudden like, you know, Musubi will be like, hey, hot dog, you remember dancing with that fat chick last night? And I'll be like,
It's all coming back
do
to
rem-
me.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All coming back.
That did
all
happen.
coming back to me now.
But hey, man, we're together now and I love her, so
What'd you say, Couch Cushion? You better keep your distance. I got a mask on.
ooh. Yeah, man. That's yeah.
But I would say, I don't think the last time I blacked out was
fantasy football draft last year.
yes. But sadly, I don't think that was the last time. Didn't I black out like recently?
Probably.
When? I don't think so. Definitely fantasy football last year.
You've definitely blacked out since then. That was like a full year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Actually, the last time, so when we left your guys' house a couple weeks ago, we came back and then she wanted to like, she's like, I want a couple drinks. And I was like, all right, we'll have a nightcap. And then we had like 5 nightcaps.
Yeah.
And
After you and I had like freaking 12 beers.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then we started Alexa, stop. At 5 o'clock on Friday, Alexa plays Celebrate Good Times. Getting the party started.
That would have been a better song to play. Alexa, play Party in USA by Miley Cyrus.
We're gonna be the only ones watching it, critiquing ourselves.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We should be like, we'll be like, hey, man, we should probably not say some of the shit that we said.
Yeah, we'll see how cringy it is.
Let's try and stay away from the transgender stuff, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe that's our niche.
We did show a lot of support. Alexa,
Yeah.
off. Alexa, stop.
And like,
Alexa, no means no.
joke's on you. She already does. No, that's actually our bedroom one. We got 2. Well, our fan and our light has like, it's not like connected to like our switches or whatever like that,
Yeah.
which is really dumb.
So you got to walk over there. And...
So technically, and it would be where the TV is, behind the TV, like right now.
Oh.
So what we did was we got one of those like smart switches or whatever like that, and so we control the Alexa usually 99% of the time for our fans. So like if we say, Alexa, turn off the nipple. Alexa, turn off the nipple. Anyways, the nipple is connected to our living
Cool
room.
story, Hansel. Oh.
Yeah, right. The dungeon is connected to our bedroom, but I broke the fan, so I need to fix the fan. I just been lazy on that, but now we just have it on, and then I bought. Oh, it's Black Friday coming up soon. Maybe we could buy more smart lights. I bought a smart light or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an Alexa smart light?
We didn't have an Alexa smart light, but we had one that was like or outdoor light that I could like control
Yeah.
on
Well,
my phone,
now
which I never used, by the
if
way.
you have, well, that'd be cool for your guys' house
Our old
because you
house,
can
for
be
sure.
like Alexa, turn the light blue, and it turns blue, green, magenta.
Who does that?
We do.
Do you? You're like, you know what? I'm feeling magenta today.
Actually, now when we used to wake up, like it would just be like a normal light, and we'd be like, turn it off. And now it's a blue light, and we're like, turn it off anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They actually say that though. They say like if you get like a red light, like red light during the nighttime is actually kind of good. That's like the one light you're supposed to have.
really,
Yeah,
it just feels like
like
I'd be
cave
like,
vibes. You got to think like cave vibes. So if you're in a dark cave and you have like firelight, right, it'd be kind of like orangey.
It would be orangey,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like red light gives off like the. They had like orange flicker light.
Oh, Musubi, man, it's all the rage. Right?
Have you done it?
Red light therapy? It's a thing.
Oh, I know red light therapy.
Yeah, dude. People like go. People literally go in and they're like, I need to sun my asshole, and they like literally like get in like that like legs over their head position and just like sun their asshole.
With red light.
Yeah, with red light if they can't get sunlight. If you could get natural sunlight, but I mean, what kind of neighbor are you if you're out there just like shining your asshole? To the fucking, could you imagine?
Hopefully, a neighbor with a high fence.
You're like, bro, you don't understand. I gotta move.
Yeah, right. What's your neighbor mean to you? Nah, he's just. I've seen his asshole many times, and I would like,
I think he wants it, man.
right?
Yeah.
I feel like my asshole would be like too hairy. I'd have to like wax my asshole. To,
You
What's
think
the
you
thing
got too
with-
much? You got too much canopy over the
yeah,
beachfront there.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, dingleberries is not sometimes a non-issue. but
Well, I mean, sunlight like it kills a lot of bacteria though, so it might be good, especially for those dingleberries.
Yeah. Well, I usually keep a clean asshole. You know what I mean?
Doesn't seem like it.
Well,
You're the one that brought up dingleberries.
I mean, they're not there all the time, but sometimes you're in.
Sometimes shit happens.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And it's stuck to you whether you like it or not.
Oh
Like,
no.
Don't pretend like you've never had a dingleberry.
I
You have
my-
no hair
I
over your
have my
asshole?
asshole waxed once a week. Once a week.
You have a guy?
Well, Stacy does it.
Oh.
Couch cushion.
Could you nair your asshole?
Dude, I would never.
Yeah, one time. Have you ever put nair on your balls before?
Dude, I nared my entire body one time.
Oh. Jesus Christ. That must be painful.
It's so like just chemically just nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a young lad, I think I was a teenager. It was either high school or college, but yeah, I put nair on my balls and I not immediately, but close to immediately started crying afterwards.
Why did you put nair on your balls? Are you just trying to get like your balls shaved?
Like super smooth? I just
Okay.
wanted like to,
Good.
and that was a time when those commercials were on like 24/7.
Right.
So like, I mean, I didn't need short shorts, but I wanted smooth balls.
I mean, hey,
And all right, you're saying that you wouldn't try it if you didn't know that it stung like hell? If it was just a lotion that you put on,
Wax your asshole.
what?
It actually is something.
Have you ever put it on your balls?
I don't
So putting nair on your balls was very painful. I still remember it, and that was like half my life ago.
all right. So I will say this.
It's not painful for your legs. Have you put it on your asshole? Nair. Have you used Nair before?
All right. So I did this.
Well, you don't really have a hairy asshole.
It's right on. Um,
Right.
so I did this where we were doing Street Fighter for Halloween, and then so I was Blanca, and I was like,
Oh.
all right, dude, like I got to do my whole body green,
The hardest character.
right? And so I was like, well, dude, like it's not gonna, I gotta, get through some of this leg hair and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna nair all my legs, but I was terrified that it would get on my dick. You know what I mean? So like I was very much like trying to avoid that at all costs. So I
Yeah.
don't think that I would ever be like,
Well, you already knew the precautionary warning. Like
No, I didn't because that was the first time I ever put Nair on myself.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I didn't have the luxury because the first thing I ever put Nair on myself was my ball sack.
So why don't we do this? Fantasy football this year, loser has to nair their asshole.
Oh, I was like 19.
Right?
What?
Fantasy football this year, loser has to nair their asshole.
I liked the
People are
chug
not
the
gonna
soup.
do that.
Yeah.
Chug the soup. Chug the soup.
That seems
What?
like more realistic than marrying your asshole.
Huh?
I think there's a lot.
Doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna watch it. We're like
Yeah, like
couch cushion trying to fucking talk
right?
shit. Like I'm not gonna jizz on
Like
this couch
whisper,
later. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
Have you seen Big Mouth?
yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite show right now?
Oh, Invincible came back out, so I like.
You're telling me
Invincible.
that. You're telling me that.
I like Invincible. I'm a fan. I like the whole boys thing. Gen V, I don't think is as good as the boys,
Right.
but it still kind of has like the same like vibe. Actually, not my favorite show, but we watched Crime Scene Kitchen.
What is
Have
that?
you seen that?
No.
All right, so it is like a baking show, but the beginning is they have like a kitchen, and they have to go and derive what to make from like the clues in the kitchen. So like one of them, they had like beer caps in the trash can. So the thing was like a beef and ale pie, like a pot pie or whatever like that.
That's what they
They
made.
had like that made. And then
I was
people
gonna
have
say
to-
we should do like a little game where you just tell us what's in the trash can. We try and guess.
Nah, but it's like a whole kitchen. So like then you got to see what kind of pans are either like in the sink or dishwasher, or there's like residue around the kitchen that lead clues to what the target dish is that you're supposed to make.
Okay.
And then they have like teams that are of two, and they try to bake what they thought the person in the crime scene kitchen made. And the host is Joe McHale, so he's like kind of funny.
Yeah. Relatively.
I mean, kind of. That got emphasis on kind of.
Sure.
He says little like smart Alex stuff. So I'm like, it's better than I don't know. They're all kind of like in like the same category. I wouldn't even know who would you think the best game show host?
Best game show
Like-
host.
Pat Sajak?
I'm inclined to say like Wayne Brady, but that's only because of like what he did on the Chappelle Show, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
I'm not talking about them as like
Steve Harvey.
I don't know. Like just for their like game show abilities.
Game show's a little bit harder. Like I feel like if you were saying talk show, it'd be a little bit different. Like I like Conan O'Brien.
Yeah. No, it's harder. Like a game show is like their own like subject. Like
Yeah.
actually none really like pops out. There's ones that pop out because they have like long like standing careers, like Bob Barker,
Right.
Pat Sajak,
Sure.
Alex Trebek.
I was gonna say you got to get Jeopardy in. What happened to Aaron Rodgers doing Jeopardy? You remember the rumors on that? They're like he's gonna retire.
I
He's
never
gonna
heard
do
that.
Jeopardy. Yeah, you didn't hear
He's
that?
going to be the host of Jeopardy.
That's what they were saying.
I don't know. That'd be surprising.
That was the theory.
Aaron Rodgers kind of has like a dumb face, like he just like
Can't be
kinda-
dumber than Zach Wilson's.
like yeah, but Zach Wilson look. It's funny because they're the opposite. Like Aaron Rodgers is, well, football smarts at least is smart, and then Zach Wilson is like kind of dumb. But
All right,
I
so
mean, Aaron Rodgers kind of has like Eli Manning has like kind of like a dumb face.
here's a question for you.
Not like a dumb face, but he like looks like he's dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he could have Down syndrome for sure.
Yeah, like at least on the spectrum.
Right. Here's a question for you.
A little
though,
bit of
right?
dirt.
So like Aaron Rodgers clearly has had like, his relationships. So you think like Danica Patrick, Olivia Munn, right? Like he's had like all these different. So would you rather have that, Or would you rather have Zach Wilson, who he just was notorious for banging his friends' moms?
Obviously, notorious for banging his friends' moms. That's way cooler. That's like who who was that? Antonio Brown did that to Tom Brady. Wasn't it? Remember there was rumors about that? Like he was banging Giselle.
Well, he was living with them too. Though,
Yeah, he was
right?
living with
Yeah.
them. That's Brady's fault.
Won a Super Bowl, bro.
Did they win that year?
Yeah,
Oh, probably worth it. They're probably on the out and outs anyways.
worth it. You think it was worth it? He lost freaking.
I said they're probably on the outs anyway.
He lost. He lost Giselle. Would you rather win a Super Bowl or lose Giselle?
Well, I mean, depending on how many Super Bowls I got.
No, you only get the one.
Only one Super Bowl, so it'd be like my only Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know Giselle, so I'd rather win the Super Bowl.
You don't know Giselle?
I mean, personally, I know who she is.
No shit. You
Like you know how much like if I just had a Super Bowl ring on, like walking around, and I won a Super Bowl, that I could just like fuck other models that are like look like same as Giselle. Like, do you know if Giselle has like a banging personality? Like, what's the pretext? I was in love with her before.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not
if
gonna
it
lie.
was
I'm not gonna lie. You took this further than I thought it was gonna go. Bro.
If it was just Giselle, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you were flashing a Super Bowl ring,
I don't think it's gonna get that. Like people sell.
I'd rather take out Chiaka.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Volleyball's, on the up and up.
It's gotta have a better ass though.
Yeah,
You know,
right?
it's gotta have a better ass for sure.
Yeah, Giselle kind of has like a little flat ass,
Well, I mean, you're going against a volleyball player. That's not really fair,
right? Just
Yeah.
squatting all the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I remember we used to watch like high school volleyball games and stuff like that. Did they have guys volleyball when you were in high school?
No.
Yeah,
No,
they
that
didn't
was
have.
not a- that was
Yeah,
not an option.
that was not a thing for
Yeah.
us either.
No.
So we were like,
Yeah, I came down here to Hawaii, for those of you who don't know. So we came down here, and I was like, guys play volleyball?
yeah, right.
Yeah. And then I watched it, and I was like, not nearly as fun. Like, it's like literally like they murder each other
Yeah.
all the time. Like, it's just, they're all so good. And they're not wearing the same shorts.
They're not wearing
You know.
tights.
They should make them play in Speedos.
They should.
They should. At least the Brazilian. Like, when they do, like, the Olympic team, the Brazilians should, like, play in Speedos.
Yeah,
They'd be down for it.
yeah, of course.
They don't have tan lines.
That's like what they do anyways. They just
Right.
like walk around in Speedos to
Yeah.
go to like the grocery store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or the beach. I mean, nude beach is like. I wish and I don't wish that they had like nude. The only like nude beaches that I've been on were kind of gross because it's like Little Beach on Maui. Is it Little Beach or Big Beach? I think it's
Little Beach.
Little Beach.
Little Beach.
It's 90% old man wieners.
Oh.
And then the other 5% is like old lady wieners. Old lady like saggy boobs.
All right, I'm gonna try this out here. We're gonna see this. So I have a cool story about this, right? So I moved to Maui, and I was over there, and my boss at the time, he takes me to Big Beach, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool little beach, you know.
Yeah.
I was like 18 at the time, and he goes, Devin, there's a, hot dog.
Yeah.
There's a
Hot now.
there's a beach on the other side. It's called Little Beach, and it's a nude beach. And Euro Trip had just come out, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Shut the hell up!" And he's like, "No, seriously, do you want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, I definitely want to go." He's like, "No,
Yeah.
you don't." And I said, "Yes, I do want to go." And so I walk over there, and it's exactly like you said. It's like a bunch of like kind of older dudes that are kind of just like,
Bunch of dicks.
just lying out, doing their thing, and a bunch of like old ladies. And I was super disappointed. And I was like, "Ah, man, I'm ready to go back," And he's like, "Well, we're here. We might as well get in the water." And I was like, I mean, I guess you're right. And so I go and I get in the water, and I'm like wading out, right? back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes like past me, and he's like body surfing, right? He's body surfing this wave, and he's just like,
Yeah.
kind of one of those moves.
Like he's humping the wave.
Yeah,
right?
and it's just his like his willy is just kind of his little redondo, so to speak. His little
Yeah,
redondo
yeah.
is just like right past me, bro. I could have given him a hand job easy. Easy.
You had to wait till you got back on the beach.
I couldn't have turned around fast enough. Yeah, that was enough for me.
That's weird. It's like,
Stay tuned, guys. I have more new beach stories.
naked body surfing.
Naked body surfing, right?
I don't know if I've ever caught waves. I definitely skinny dip and stuff like that, but I don't know if I've like caught waves like naked. Have you?
No, you see like stickers and stuff that say like surf naked.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think if you're skinny dipping for the most part, it's not really the first thing that's on your mind. You're not like, man, I'm gonna catch a wave.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, hopefully with somebody else.
Yeah.
You know?
You're just a solo skinny dipper like at night.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're like, just want to be free.
Connecting.
Yeah.
I'm connecting with the thing. But I guess like
You're like, have you ever seen that documentary, The Octopus? I mean, just hoping to get lucky,
right? I mean that's better than a flashlight. Maybe not. Probably
No.
not. Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I take that back.
No.
I take that back.
definitely no.
Flashlight though, I never had like a real flashlight. I did though when I was younger. I bought like other like silicone stuff like that, but need too much lube, man. I was doing like the jerkin, the gherkin, and then like the lube kind of like ran out, and then I just had like rug burns on my wiener.
All right, that's the story we're going with.
All right, and then on that note, big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. Until the next time.
Till next time.
We didn't even talk about anything I said we are going to talk about in
Nope.
the subscription
Nope, not at all.
or the description. All right, well,